Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Mark. So we're having some trouble connecting with your lawyer. We're still trying to
What?
get in touch with her. Are you okay with doing the interview without her for now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, Mark. So it's great to talk to you. And so much has happened over the last few weeks with you. And I guess let's start with the newest news. Did you see this letter that Dana White posted about your situation?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, read the letter. Yeah, yep.
What did you make of the letter? What are your thoughts on it?
It's pretty much what happened, but he left out a few things in the letter. He left out that they okayed me to go and do the testing in Australia. I said it's I don't know why I should fly away to Las Vegas for. They said it was okay to do the testing in Australia, and I did the testing in Australia. So I saw a neurosurgeon, and then I saw a shrink. So, they paid for the shrink. So that tells you that it was okay to do the testing there. But none of those results came back saying that I couldn't compete. So I don't know why they pulled me from the card. So he said I wasn't cleared to fight. But, I didn't know it was reliant on me going to Las Vegas to do testing with the doctors. I don't know what's wrong with doing the testing with the doctors in Australia.
So one of the things that he said was that they wanted to fly you out to Las Vegas to go to the Lou Ruvo Brain Center, which he claims is the best in the world for brain research and certainly world renowned. And you refused. Is that true?
Yes, that's correct. I said, why should I fly all the way out to Las Vegas for? Why?
And what did they say to that? Like, why did they want you to go to that specific one?
Well, because they could make up some more bull crap. Probably why, I have no idea. To be honest, I don't know why they wouldn't. They allowed me to go to do it in Sydney also. That's why they paid for that shrink. And now they said they don't even listen to these doctors that said that I was passed. So, yeah.
You did this interview with this outlet called Player's Voice, and it's your name, but you didn't actually sit down and write. How these things go is that like, you talk to someone and then they write it kind of in your voice. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, the interview I did with them was correct. But the Player's Voice interview, there's nothing wrong with what I said. I mean, it was taken out of context. They didn't even read the whole story. It's about me fighting cheaters. And it took the negative out of that story, with the positive. And the Player's Voice said the UFC didn't contact them at all afterwards. They didn't contact them at all, asking about the story. And we still haven't contacted them.
Do you, like the comments in there, did you actually say those, or did they kind of shape them in a way to sensationalize things and ultimately, sort of backfired because it got the UFC, to say like, oh, wait a second, to put up the red flag. Did you actually say those words about, stuttering and forgetting things?
Yeah, but they forget to mention in there. I forget the word. The first word I said in there was sometimes. Sometimes I forget stuff. Of course, everyone does sometimes. Not all the time. They forget to put that word in, which changes the whole context of the whole thing. The whole story was about me having to compete with all the juices and trying to make it an even playing field. That's all that story was about. They forget to put in sometimes into everything, into that what they said. All they wrote the article now was, in his own words, he said this, but forget to put in what I said first. Sometimes I don't have a good sleep. Yeah, because maybe I had the kids up last night. Maybe I did this. Taken way out of context, man. Even the guys that Player's Voice said they were taken way out of context.
Do you think, though, that if you weren't, still involved with this lawsuit, same piece comes out, same words, exact same thing, but a different person's name, that they would have kept that person on the card? Or do you think that because, you're involved with this issue, that it gave them a reason to take action?
Yeah, I think it's discrimination. They were looking for something to pin me on. And, look at the pure example. Look at GSP. He's fighting this week, I think. And that dude's been saying he's been seeing aliens and he's been missing 4 or 5 hours at a time. Why haven't they pulled him? Is that the same guy that, do they send to the same doctors that they wanted me to go to? Jeez, if that was the case, I would have flew straight over there. Why is he still competing? Why is the guy that's and it's staff on him still competing? Why'd they let that go through? It's discrimination is what I think it is.
So where do things stand now? Are you going to be able to fight again? Are they making?
I don't. You know what the truth is? The truth is, Ariel, I don't even know what's happening right now. We've asked them to pinpoint what it is that is wrong with me, and they still haven't said what it is. They said some lame ass email saying, blah blah blah, and once they said something about my testing, and once we find out what's wrong with you, then we'll get back to you. But you're never going to find anything wrong with me because there's nothing wrong with me. The doctor's test says it already. If you want me to fly to Las Vegas now, I will. But, the thing is, you should have said that, made that clear when the first time you asked me to go to Vegas. If you don't fly to Vegas and do these tests, we're not going to have you working. If that was the case, I would have went there straight away. It's rubbish, though. It didn't say that. All they said was, would Mark be willing to go to fly to Las Vegas and do the test? I said, no, it's too far. I don't want to be flying economy, and he just says, put me in first class. Don't give me that rubbish, Dana. Or just added in rubbish that he says for this sort of crap. End of the day, they asked me, they didn't put it in a context saying, well, if he doesn't do these tests, we're not going to put him on the fight. So they said it was okay to do it in Australia, and so I did do it in Australia. And they still pulled me from the card. They didn't use the doctor's results that they got. They still pulled me there. I don't know whether it was their stupid-ass lawyer that pulled me or the doctor. Because they didn't listen to the doctor's reports.
And all the reports, all the tests.
What happens now is, I don't know what's going to happen now. I'm still waiting to see what's wrong. Well, what's wrong with me? I'm still waiting to see what I'm supposed to do.
All those tests that you took in Australia, you say that you've passed them all, right? That nothing came up, no issue.
There was two. Yeah, there was two tests. There was one neurosurgeon and one shrink. And there's nothing that says in any of those reports that I don't think it's Mark Hunt should compete at all.
Dana added, Mark is saying that I have it out for him and I hold a grudge against him because he filed the lawsuit. Let me ask you this. Would I have placed him in 2 additional fights, including one which he headlined the event, or paid him $1.645 million, which includes a $50K fight of the night bonus and a $25K discretionary bonus? Are those numbers accurate?
So that's I think that's contract money. I think that's pretty good, but the thing is, that's money I've worked for. That's money that our top-end fighters should be getting. Top-end fighters should be getting way more. Mm-hmm. And then tell me you're doing me any favors by saying, I paid him this. You haven't paid me nothing. I've earned that money. You don't get to the top of the world and expect fucking peanuts. Come on, mate. What do you think we're in this for?
When you got the call that they were removing you from the card, how did you react?
Well, I got it from, Richard Walsh. I think it was Australian reporter, which was kind of depressing. You could have had the courtesy to even, why don't you just call me and say, oh, Mark, we're not going to put you on the card because our lawyer thinks you're not fit enough to fight. If I was sick, I'd go see a doctor. If I wanted to talk about a lawsuit, I'd go see a lawyer, not a freaking lawyer pulling me up because of some, it's rubbish. It's ridiculous. So, that's what's happened. Wow.
So a reporter called you to tell you didn't get an official word from the UFC?
No. I was actually building a dollhouse for my girls and I got Richard Walsh called me and he told me, oh, you're not fighting. What do you got to say about you're not fighting on the Sydney card? I was kind of disappointed. I was very angry at first, and as you can see with my outrage on Instagram, and the interview I did, it was taken away out of context, totally out of context. But it's kind of disappointing hearing from the reporter that I wasn't working. I just finished investing money into the camp. I lose over $1 million in this fight. I had plans for them, and I had taxes to pay. I got shit to look after, and these guys want to pull this crap on me.
Wow. And so afterwards, did you call the UFC, or your management called the UFC and asked them what's going on here?
Yeah, of course. So, we're still waiting to know what's going on.
You're still waiting.
Like a month now. I think we're still waiting to know what's the issue.
Wow. So
as soon as they pinpoint what the issue is, then we can fix it. I've even offered to do more tests. I said, look, man, if there was an issue with the test, then let me know what I need to do to fix. You tell me what I need to do. But at the moment, they're not saying exactly what it is that's wrong with me, why they pulled me. All they're saying is that letter that freaking that guy wrote.
And to be clear, if they would
if
they would have said, come to Las Vegas, do these tests. If not, if you don't come, you're off the card. You would have come. You would have gone on the plane.
Of course. Anyone would have went on the plane because, shucks. It's ridiculous to say, well, all I was told was, I'm a manager, you should go can you fly to America, do the test there? I said, I'm on my way home. Can I do them in Sydney? And it was fine. He said, yeah, of course you can do it in Sydney. If it wasn't fun, they wouldn't have paid for the test. They paid for the shrink test. I paid for the dogs, but they paid for the shrink test. It wasn't okay. They should have said, if you don't do this test, we're pulling you from the car.
Right.
I would have been on the plane straight away.
What was the shrink test?
It was 4 or 5 hours of all these different brain examinations and all these. It was like, I'm going to tell you a story, and you repeat the story back to me. Tell me 3 stories in a row. So we did a few other different tests, like with puzzles and stuff, and then we went back. You asked me the same test again. Repeat the test. Some of them were remembering stuff. For someone who's been fighting for such a long time, I've got a pretty good mind for everything. So some of those things I didn't do too well in, but it's to be expected when you fight all these juiceheads. But there was nothing in there that the doctor's report didn't say that I couldn't compete.
Wow. So as far as your health is concerned, how you feel comfortable fighting? You don't get headaches. You don't feel like you have massive memory loss. How would you describe? Because when you read those things as a fighter and as someone who's been watching you for a long time, you're like, okay, he's been doing this for a couple decades now. We know about brain injury. We know maybe it's time. You're saying there's nothing to be alarmed. You don't feel like your health is in jeopardy. You feel like you're just as sharp as you always were. There's no reason for you not to be fighting, to be pulled from cards.
Of course, I don't think there's a reason to pull me from the card. It's like I said, the story, they didn't read the whole thing. They should have read the whole thing. Did you read the whole story about Player's Voice? Did you read in there?
Yeah, I did.
Some of the stuff. And what did you think? You pulled me off the card after I did that?
Okay, can I tell you my honest opinion of the whole situation? This is my honest opinion of the whole situation. I think that was, 3% of the entire piece. And I know what the entire piece was about is about what you've had to overcome and about, PEDs in the sport and things like that. But I think that because you're involved in this lawsuit with them, they will say, look, you're suing us because you're saying that we let Brock Lesnar fight you and potentially injure you. And you're claiming that we knew that he was on PEDs. So now you're telling us that you have injuries to the brain, you can't remember things. You're telling this to us. What if you go out there and fight and get injured, something happens, you'll go back and say, look, I told you I had these injuries. What do you want me to do? I have to take you off the card. You're forcing me to take you off the card. That's what I feel like they would say if I was able. And when I've asked them, they haven't gone back to me, but I feel like that's what they're going to say. You have told us that you're going to sue us. You're currently suing us because you're claiming that we knew something. Well, now you're telling us about something. We have to act because if something does happen, you may sue us again.
Well, look, man, it's me standing up for myself and trying to get an even playing field, and trying to get the company to back me and say, why are they backing all these steroid cheaters? It's me trying to get a fair go like that, and an even playing field is wrong. Because it's been 3-4 times now, these guys. I've asked them so many times to sort this out. They wouldn't do it. Yeah, now they're going to say, oh, well, because you're suing us, you gave a guy, you gave that cheater, Brock Lesnar, a 4-month waiver, and the whole thing was fishy. What did you expect me to do if you weren't going to do anything about it? Like I said, me standing up for myself, trying to get an even playing field and doing this thing is wrong, well then, yeah, I'm guilty of that. That's fine. It's totally wrong, and well, it's annoying.
Where do things stand with the lawsuit?
I don't know. I'm not. I think Christina was talking about that, but it's discrimination, and I don't think it's right. So I don't know where the lawsuit stands, and I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it. So
okay, yeah, we continue to try to get her on the phone, but her and her office, they're just not picking up. So I'm sorry about that. Would have loved to.
Yeah, it's good. I think everyone knows it's going somewhere. I mean, there's one course of action that's stuck in, but yeah.
At this point, Mark, do you just kind of dream of them just letting you go and that you can, go on with your career and do whatever you want? I mean, clearly you're not happy there. Is that like the perfect scenario for you?
No, the scenario is they're under contract with me.
Yeah.
They've got to give me 3 fights. They've got to give me 3 fights that they owe me. They got a contract with me and I got a contract with them. They're still trying to give me this ratchet. I'm trying to chase a dream here, I'm the 5th best heavyweight in the world. I want to be the best heavyweight in the world. These guys are trying to stop me. Don't give me no horse shit about you said these things, you can't work. And if I said I wanted to kill someone before the fight, does that mean I'm going to go to jail if I kill him? Jesus. The piece with my mental, with my mental health or, with my well-being and stuff, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with me, as you can totally hear. I'm totally fine, and I'm still waiting to know what's going to happen next. If there's other tests they want me to do and complete, then fine, I'll do them. I need to get on with these 3 fights and move on.
Right. You have 3 fights left on your deal. You have 3 fights left on your deal.
I get these 3 fights and move on.
That's right. And you were, this fight was coming up in 2 weeks, so you would have been 2 down. You're a fairly active fighter. That's really what has been, you're not looking to re-sign after the 3 fights, right?
Yeah, I was hoping to fight in Japan, Sydney, and then, hopefully next year, a couple more 2. They would have made a contract done. It would have been great. But like I said, this has happened. Another roadblock that's happened, and what a Whitey wants to be a funny guy. Jeez.
And there's no communication now. You're just in the dark. Are you even training, or you're back home? You're just kind of sitting and waiting to hear what's next?
Well, I'm still like I said earlier. I'm still waiting to know what they want me to do.
Wow, I can't believe that you don't know.
I'm still waiting to hear what it is. Still waiting to hear what it is that I need to do to get to fix this. Like I said earlier, the last email they sent me from it was, "Hey, Mark, you as soon as we find out what's wrong with you, then we'll let you know." What the hell? What the hell you mean, boy? What do you mean? You're going to let me know what's wrong?
Who sent that? Do you know?
Boy? These guys just lost their mind, huh?
Who sent that?
They done lost their mind, these fools, man.
Who sent you that email?
Work. UFC sent me the email.
Okay. Like it wasn't...
Probably their lawyer.
Okay, all right. Wow.
Idiot.
This is
Colby.
strange situation with no end in sight.
Yeah, what do you think I should do? What do you think I should do?
I mean, Dana White is saying that they wanted to send you to the Lou Ruvo Center, so I would just call them out on it. Say, okay, you want me to go there? I'll go there. If you're not going to let me fight unless I go there.
I've said that already. I said, listen, man, if I knew that it was dependent on me pulling me off this card, then I would have went.
Yeah.
But then now I'm still waiting to see what they want I'm supposed to do. If they said that in context and say, "Oh, Mark, if you don't go and do these tests in Las Vegas at our doctors, we're going to pull you from the card." And anyone that's going to, make $1 million, they're going to say, "I'm out of here. I'm going to do the test."
Of course, of course.
They put it in the context. They said, it's fine, Mark. You can go and do it in Sydney. We'll pay for the shrink. We'll pay for the shrink, and we'll pay for the test, and then we'll go from there. But when the test was done, everything was fine. Their lawyer says you can't fight. Wow. Did he go to medical practice and say that I couldn't fight? This lawyer? Dickhead.
Do you think you'll ever fight for the UFC?
Trust me, yes. They've got 3 fights to honor. 3 fights. Either pay me out of my contract or give me these 3 fights. You can't sit me on the back of the bus, boy.
Right. All right. Well, I'm sorry that this has happened. It's like every time there's a new layer. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. They're just always trying to fuck with me, these clowns. He's always trying to pull shit on me and say, oh, because of this. At the end of the day, I was trying to get an even playing field here on the competition at the highest level, but against all these cheaters, and you guys allow this shit.
It's like every time that there's a new layer, it gets a little more confusing, this story, you know? Dana put out the statement.
They're just trying to,
Go ahead.
They're just trying to confuse everyone with the truth. The truth is me trying to stand up for myself against these PD users and these guys letting them, these dickheads get away with it. That's what it is. They're trying to cover up this rubbish with their smoke screens and their bullcrap and saying, because of this, whatever, bitch.
Have you heard from a lot of people who bought tickets? What's that?
The difference here is I speak the truth on this whole matters and all these matters, and these clowns don't like it. They don't like someone standing up and saying, this is how it is. This is how it's supposed to be. I ain't one of the yes, the master, do what I'm doing. What you're saying. I'll do what I want. Fucking rats. Cheating ass little punks. That's what they are. Sorry about my language. This is pissed off until they're pissing me off all the time with the smoke screen and the rubbish. They don't like people telling the truth. You know what? Their movies, you don't want the truth. You can't handle the fucking truth. Anyway.
All right, Mark. Well, thank you very much for coming.
I can go do whatever they want to do. I can do whatever they want. If they want to do the test, go out to Vegas, whatever they want to do. Problem is they haven't said whatever they want me to do. I'm still waiting. All I can say is honor your fucking contract. You got 3 fights, bitches.
Well, now we've heard it. Mark Hunt is willing to go to Las Vegas to do this test. Hopefully this happens ASAP, and you can move on with your career, get those 3 fights, and everyone goes their separate way.
That'll be great. Yep, that's the one.
Keep us posted. Thank you, Mark. Thank you as always.